Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, I have like gone all over this place trying to find the perfect place to vlog, and there's literally, I was like, should I move this towel? Should I move that over so it's not distracting? You guys were like, Peter, I don't care. Anyway, I'm like, there is no, oh, should I move that towel? Hold on a second. There's no good place to vlog in this entire room because of the day pool party that's going on downstairs, which ends at like 6:30. But I want to try to get this vlog done as early as possible because Indiana, I usually post them in Indiana between like 10 and 11 if I post them on time. And I'm trying to get this all done so that I can post it as early as possible, because if not, then it'll have to wait until like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock when we get back to the room, and then that's like 5 o'clock in the morning for when I usually post it. So I'm sitting in the bathroom floor right now. Alex is out there and he's like watching TV and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna go in the bathroom on a vlog, and he's like, okay. How are you guys doing today? What is today? Friday, happy Friday. Indianapolis time, well, okay, Vegas time is currently 4:20. So that means that Indianapolis, we're 3 hours ahead, it's 7:20. And the temperature is, it was supposed to be like 100 and something today, but it was like 95, I think. Let's see what it is currently. Ooh, it's 97 and fair outside. It's interesting, Alex and I were both talking about this. I mean, we spent several hours at the pool and we're like in direct sunlight the whole time and stuff like that. And I just am, like, I get more sun sitting at the pool in Indiana. It's kind of crazy. But we're having such a great time. It's so crazy because we got down here yesterday, and I don't feel like this so much today. If you watch yesterday's vlog, I felt like this need to talk over the music. So I felt like I was talking very repetitive and trying to like talk over the music. I don't really feel that way today. So when I was like rendering, it wasn't that bad. I mean, you could hear it in the background, but it wasn't that bad. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna film this today, and then I'm gonna do it. So we are going to, I'm gonna film this today, and then it's gonna be what it is. But anyway, I'm trying to film this early because we're going to a show tonight. So when I get done with this vlog, I'm gonna render it, and then while it's uploading, Alex is gonna watch some shows. I'm actually gonna go downstairs and gamble a little bit, and then come back up, and then we're gonna take a nap, and then get ready for the show and stuff like that. And that's what we're doing tonight. So I'm really excited about that. This is actually, we're going to see a show that we saw. I'll tell you guys all about it tomorrow, but we're going to see a show that we've seen I think we've seen it one time. Have we seen it twice? We've seen it one time before, and apparently it's like changed a lot since the last time we saw it. Did I tell you guys about the documentary that I watched on the way down here? I feel like I did, but I don't know. I watched this documentary, and it's called Cirque du Soleil, what's it called? Without a Net. And so it's about the return of, I think I did talk about this yesterday. It's about the return of O, which is like hands down one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite Cirque show. Well, our first show that we ever saw together was Zumanity, which I don't think exists anymore. I think they closed it down. But Zumanity was our first show together, and I had seen it before, and that show like just has a very special place in my heart because of Alex and I. It was like our first trip to Las Vegas. We went and saw that show, and it's very sexy and romantic. And so we had seen the show like 3 or 4 times. He loves Humanity. I think they closed it down though. And so, but we had seen O too. Alex is not a huge fan of O. O is at the Bellagio. And so I saw that there was this documentary. I've watched like all the Cirque du Soleil documentaries. I kind of like am like weirdly obsessed with Cirque du Soleil. Like the first time I've seen Mystère. I've seen so many Cirque shows. If you've never seen a Cirque show before, like look up a clip online. So they invent their own language, and then they write their own music, and it's kind of like, the only way I can explain it is, it's kind of like a world building fairy tale story, but they like tell a story through it. And it's just beautifully done. It's beautifully done. And so I remember the first time that I saw O, I just was mesmerized. I was just absolutely mesmerized. It was with my ex, and I can remember the first time that we saw it because he was like, I want to go see it, we need to get tickets. And I was like, okay. And they were very, very expensive. And so I called like the day, it was like the day before the day of the show. And so funny because I can see myself standing in the hotel that we were at, which I want to talk about in just a second. But anyway, so I can see myself standing there, and I was like calling to get tickets, and they had literally like 6 tickets left. I think it was the year that O opened. And because when I was watching this, like a lot of these actors have been, like when they filmed it, which would have been like a year ago, it's a new documentary. It's on Amazon Prime. And so if you have Amazon Prime, it's free with it. It's like an hour and 30 minutes or hour 38 minutes or something like that. But anyway, 28, I don't know. It's like an hour and a half. But I remember calling, and the person I talked to is like, we have like two tickets, like center, like right, like 10th row back. And I can remember just like looking at my ex, and the guy on the phone was like, they're like $350 a ticket. And I was like, what? And I just remember looking at my ex, he was like, I want to see you. And I was like, okay, so I got him. And it was like, there was like famous people in the audience and stuff like that, but it was just like, I can remember going to see it, and I just was absolutely mesmerized. You don't need to buy a $350 ticket to go see any Cirque show. Mystère, which is probably my least favorite Cirque show, I think Alex and I went and saw that, and I paid like $80 a ticket, and we were literally like, our backs were up against the back row, and you could still see it. I mean, it was still good. Mystère is like one of the older ones. I didn't love it. But I did want to talk about the hotel thing, because I said something about Mandalay Bay, and they were like, Mandalay Bay still exists and stuff like that. I've talked about this actually in a couple videos, and whenever I say it, people are like, Mandalay Bay is still there. I know that Mandalay Bay is still there. The hotel that I originally went to years and years and years ago, so my ex is a hairstylist, and so we came here, this was the first time I ever went to Vegas, which would have been like, probably 2002, 2003, something like that, I don't know, maybe 2004. When we came because they were having like a big Cosmoprof hair show here. And so we came with a bunch of people that he like worked with and stuff like that. That was my first time ever coming to Vegas. And everybody stayed at this hotel that was an extension of Mandalay Bay. It's like next to it, but it's connected. Like you walk through this whole long hallway, and then you walk into Mandalay Bay. It's like right before you get to like where the mall entrance is at Mandalay Bay. And it was called at the time, the Hotel at Mandalay Bay. And like everything, like the shampoo bottles, the conditioner bottles, everything said the hotel on it. It was called the Hotel. And so it was like a boutique hotel. Every room was a suite. Every room, like you would walk in, and it had like a huge living room and like a bedroom. They had this like whole wall that was like all like an armoire from like floor to ceiling. It was all mirrored. The whole place was black and silver. It was very, very well done. It was really, really cool. I loved this hotel. The hotel does not exist anymore. I am fully aware that Mandalay Bay, the big resort, still exists, but the hotel at Mandalay Bay does not exist anymore. It's changed actually several different things, and I was sitting outside last night, and I looked down, I was like, oh, that's what it is now, it's the Delano, which incidentally is the hotel that my mother stayed at, we think, in Miami. My mom and my aunt was a Delano in Miami. And so now they have a Delano here. So the Delano in Las Vegas is what used to be the hotel at Mandalay Bay. It's kind of like, the only way I can explain it is like, you know, like Atlantis, and they have like the Cove at Atlantis. That's what it was like. It was part of Mandalay Bay, but it was something separate. And actually, when Alex and I first came out here, so Alex and I started dating August 25th. In November, the week of Thanksgiving, I think we came out here like, we were flying back like the day before Thanksgiving. So I think we came out here like Sunday to Wednesday. That was Alex's first time in Las Vegas. And we stayed at the hotel at Mandalay Bay. It still existed. It still existed until we got married, because we loved it. Alex loved it. Like that was the second time that I was there, and he just was like, oh my God, this hotel is amazing. It was so beautiful, it was so quiet. I'll never forget like the smell of the hotel. And it just was a very chic hotel. It was very, very cool. Like you would walk down, the lobby was like long, and it was like very like quiet, and they had like a little bar restaurant, and it was just really a quiet restaurant for being in the middle of Las Vegas, you know. Well, it's at the end of the strip. Mandalay Bay is a hard place to stay. I love Mandalay Bay because of like their pool, and they have like a lazy river and stuff, but it's at the very, very end of the strip, so you're so far away from everything. We like to stay kind of like in the middle of the strip. So anyway, but I remember Alex and I stayed there, and so when we got married, we came to Vegas for 11 days. We were in Vegas for 11 days. We could have stayed out. People are like, 11 days in Vegas. I could have stayed out here for a month. I loved it. And we didn't do anything. I mean, we just went out to dinner and laid by the pool and got married and had our reception and stuff like that. And so we came out here on, I think we came out here on a Sunday. Sunday, Monday. Yeah, we came out here on a Sunday. No, we came out maybe on a Saturday. I think we came out here on a Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, that's it. We came out here Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, we came out here on a Saturday. So we stayed at the hotel at Mandalay Bay. That's where we wrote our vows and everything like that. on Saturday, and then we stayed at the hotel at Mandalay Bay Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then Tuesday we came to the Cosmopolitan, and then we were here Tuesday and Wednesday. All of our friends came in, family came in on Wednesday, and everybody stayed at the Cosmopolitan, except for my really, really good friend that I talk about, that like we went on one date and then decided that we were gonna be like just friends after that we've been friends since I was like 18 or 19 years old. And he came with his then husband, and they came and they stayed at the Wynn. And then my dad and my stepmom, they don't go to Vegas as much anymore, but when they did, they loved to stay. I can't remember what it was. They would get like, they had redone all the rooms, and so my dad loved this like one suite that they had there. It was like an old hotel, like the Riviera or something like that, but my dad loves that hotel, so they stayed there. Other than that, oh, my aunt and uncle I don't think stayed at the Cosmopolitan either, but everybody else stayed at the Cosmopolitan, because we like got like a block rate for rooms and stuff like that. I think my aunt and uncle might have stayed at the Four Seasons, I can't remember. But anyway, I'll have to ask Caroline. I was texting Caroline today because tomorrow is her birthday. Yay, happy birthday, Cousin Caroline. So I texted her, I said, happy early birthday, Cousin Caroline. We've been texting the whole time that I've been down here and stuff like that. And so that was why Caroline and I, a lot of why we didn't do anything on Wednesday was because she could come later in the day because she had stuff earlier in the day. And I had already like ran all my errands with Alex anyway. So it would just basically be to like hang out with Caroline. But she only had like a 2-hour period that she could do something. It was like from like 2 to 4. And I was like, okay, I'm like trying to pre-film videos and stuff like that. And so I said, let's just like, we skipped last week because you were out of town. Let's skip this week and then we'll just get together next week. So we're hoping that, well, next 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from Wednesday is when we're gonna get together. So hopefully that will be like the last week that the pool is open that we can do a pool day. So anyway, so I was texting her today, and I kind of forgotten because she has so many trips she goes on. And she said, we just got to Chicago, and so guess what Cousin Caroline's doing for her birthday? No, not family stuff. She's not hanging out with her husband. She's not hanging out with her son and his girlfriend. She's in Chicago for a girls trip for her birthday. I was like, what are you doing for your birthday? What are you and Mike doing? She's like, oh no, I'm going on a girls trip to Chicago for the weekend. She's like, we have the whole thing planned. We've got dinners every night. So she's real excited about it. My Cousin Caroline loves a girls trip. She's like, we were talking about like if we won the lottery, which we don't even play the lottery, but we were talking about it. I said, what would you do if you won the lottery? She was like, I literally would get up every single day. She does Pilates. She loves Pilates. She's like, I would do Pilates every morning, and then I would like take a shower, come home, and then I would lay on the couch and read. She listens to audiobooks, but listen to audiobooks, take the dogs out. She's like, I'd have like 5 more rescue dogs. And she's like, and then I would just like watch TV shows all night long, go out to dinner with Mike like 2 nights a week, and then take like 2 family trips a year, and then like 10 girls trips. I was like, Caroline. She's like, I don't care. I love my girls trips, and Mike doesn't care. She's like, I would take 10 or 20 girls trips, because she's got different groups of girlfriends, you know, she loves her girls trips. So anyway, but Caroline, it's so funny, because Caroline's very, very, like her group of friends is very structured. And Caroline, of course, is the one that's in charge of the structure. So before they go on a trip, like Caroline will tell me, she's like, this is what we're doing this night. Like they have like, she'll send it out before they go on a girls trip. She's the one that puts it together. It's like an itinerary. And then you can like opt in. So like every day there'll be like 2 different options. And you can like when they went to Michigan, it's like, last year they did like kayaking or shopping. And it's like, it's very like Real Housewives kind of thing, right? And then every night there's like a dinner, and like one night they like cook dinner at the Airbnb, and then the next night they'll like go out and they'll cook dinner at the, and then somebody's in charge of the breakfast, and somebody's in charge. She's hilarious. I'm like, girl, I could not travel with you that way. Incidentally, what is so funny, so when we were down here, when we were in Las Vegas for our wedding that whole week, it was like this whole like craziness because of everybody like trying to figure out like, you know, who was coming and whatever. And it was a lot of couples. And so Sarah at the time wasn't dating anybody, and she was Alex's like best person. And Caroline, Mike didn't come out here because David was very young. And Caroline was like, do you want me to bring David? And I was like, you can if you want. Like, but like Vegas just isn't. She's like, I think would it upset you if I just came with my mom and dad and Mike didn't come to the wedding? And I was like, no, I could care less. Like, she's like, it would just be easier. She was like, cause she was here for like 3 days. And so Caroline was like, it would be easier if if I just came out there with my mom and dad for a couple days. And I was like, that's totally fine. So at the time, because Caroline said she was like almost 40 at the time, I remember that discussion. Because Sarah was like wanting to get a room with her and all this kind of stuff. They're like, we can save money and get like 2 double beds. And Caroline called me and she was like, I really want my own room with like a king size bed because I never get to, like when I travel with Mike and David and stuff like that. And she's like, do you think I'm a total bitch if I just like tell Sarah like I'm really sorry? But like it worked out because Sarah got like a room with some of our other friends that she went to college with and stuff. But Caroline was like, do you think I'm like a total bitch if I just say I want to get a room by myself? She's like, I'm like almost 40 years old. Like I just want to have a room by myself. And I was like, girl, do what you want to do. Like it's you, you know? So anyway, but what's so funny is that Caroline's mom and dad, the day, like tomorrow, the day before our wedding, wanted to like go do like shopping or something. I can't remember what they wanted to do. I mean, they weren't like laying by the pool kind of people. So they wanted to go do something like have brunch. And Caroline called me and she was like, it's my birthday. All I want to do is lay by the pool all day long and have a couple drinks. And she's like, can I just lay out with you guys? I was like, yeah, because we just laid up, like all of our friends laid out by the pool and stuff. What was great about it was Caroline at that point had been in so many weddings that had been like, you know, the maid of honor and stuff, that she and Sarah both were fantastic because we had 30 people coming into Vegas. And if you've ever done a destination wedding and you don't all fly out at the same time, what you'll know is it is total chaos because everybody's calling like, well, we just got in, where do we check in, what should we do, blah, 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 where's dinner? I mean, it's like, and Caroline and Sarah had like worked together to put like an itinerary together of what like we were doing each day and stuff like that. Like the wedding, the day after the wedding. And most people flew out, like they stayed here the day after the wedding. So we got married on a Thursday. So they stayed here Friday, but most people flew out on Saturday. It was like 2 people that stayed. And so anyway, Caroline and Sarah were so good about that. Caroline was like, if anybody like calls you or texts you, it's like, this is your wedding. And she's like, refer them to me and I will take care of it. I don't think we like, I think a couple people called us and texted us and we took care of some of it. But like Caroline and Sarah were so good about just like, like we're in charge of everything. Like as far as like getting everybody together to go to the restaurant and all this kind of stuff, which sadly enough, so we went to the Caesars Forum Shops last night. I'll talk about this in just a second, but we had our wedding reception at this restaurant, the upstairs of this restaurant it was called Trelli or something like that. It was like an Italian restaurant. And we had been there, I think, one time before. And so we called like different places for like wedding receptions. And when we walked by Alex, like we were coming up on Alex, like we should maybe go there for, we should go back to for our anniversary dinner. Cause we haven't like picked a place to do for our anniversary dinner yet. I told him, I said, I could care less if we just get pizza because we've got so many things planned. And so I said, oh yeah, that would be fun. And we like came up, it's like on the corner. It's like behind this fountain. And so we came up and we looked. Alex goes, it's closed down. It's good. It's where the new Gucci is going. I go, well, that's appropriate. We both like Gucci. So it's where the new Gucci is going, is where the restaurant was. But anyway, that was such a fun week. Like Alex and I have been talking a lot about it. It was like, that was just such a fun time. And last night we went to the Champagne, it's called the Chandelier Bar at the Cosmopolitan, and that's where we had our like after reception. So like everybody came to dinner, but then like my dad and my stepmom, my aunt and uncle, like we had a couple other older couples, Alex's mom and stepdad and stuff like that, they like all went home, and like everybody else went to, actually I think Alex's mom and stepdad came. We all went to the Chandelier and like all had drinks and stuff like that there. It was really, really fun. Because I was asking Alex, it was totally busy there last night. And I said, and it was a Friday night. And I said, did we like reserve a place? He was like, no, we just like showed up. And I was like, because we couldn't like get a table at all. It's like 3 stories. And it looks like you're hanging in a chandelier. There's all like this glass and stuff. We had a whole like half of a section, like half of a room. Like, I mean, there was like 20 of us there. I don't know, 15 or 20 of us. I don't know how we did that. So, but anyway, that was fun. And then, so we wanted to incorporate a lot of different like family traditions, like sobriety traditions, which was hard for a wedding. But there was a lot of sobriety things in it. And then we also wanted to incorporate like Venezuelan traditions. And supposedly it's a Venezuelan, is it a Venezuelan tradition or is it, I think it is, wedding tradition. It might just be like a cultural like wedding tradition, I don't know, but where like the bride and the groom or the groom and the groom or whoever like leave and they don't tell anybody goodbye. It's supposed to be good luck for your wedding. Well, so I said, are we gonna do this? And Alex is like, yeah, this is what we planned, because that was like one of the things that we planned. We stayed there for like 2 hours. And so I said, he goes, you leave first. I said, if I leave first, I said, I'm gonna be sitting in the room for 2 hours by myself because you'll just continue to sit down here and all this kind of stuff. And so he goes, okay, I'll go. He goes, you're right. He goes, because they'll continue to like want to do like, have drinks and all this kind of stuff. I said, okay. I said, so you leave first. Well, every time Alex got up to leave, they would be like, are you coming back? Because we want to do another round of shots for your wedding and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, we're never going to get out of here. And also, Alex was like trying not to drink a lot, like our wedding night and stuff like that. So he was like faking like drinking shots and stuff like that. It was real cute. And the next day when they found out like what we were trying to do, like they all felt bad. They were like, oh my God, you guys were trying, because we explained it to them the next day that we were trying to leave. And they were like, oh my God, we were like keeping you. And Alex is like, and I wasn't drinking any of those shots for like the last two, I mean, he had some, but he was like, I wasn't drinking any of those shots for like the last 2 hours. Like some of our, people ask me about like weddings and stuff like that. Like with alcohol, like we obviously like people, we had an open bar like at our, you know, which my dad was nice enough to pay for, which we had at our, what do you call it, our wedding reception. But we, like one of the things I wanted was, I don't know why, but as a person in recovery, like I always thought about like when I get married, what am I gonna do? This is the stupid stuff you think about being sober, right? I was always like worried about like a champagne toast, and then I'm gonna miss out on a champagne toast and stuff like that. So Alex and I kind of like wove in like the sobriety aspect to how we did a toast. It was very, very cool how we did it. And so, and then, you know, of course, like Sarah gave her speech and Caroline gave her speech and stuff. It was really fun. It was fun. So anyway, but yeah, it's like crazy, like so when we were at the pool today, there was a bachelorette party and there was like 10 girls. They were all from Toronto. They were super, super friendly and really, really nice. So when we walked up, because like the area that we were sitting at, there was like nobody there. First of all, what's crazy about this day pool party down here is that pool compared to the other pools is like empty. There's like probably like 30 people at that whole like day party. Maybe on the weekends it's crazier, I don't know. But that, because we can see it, you know, outside, and so it's like empty. The other pools are like jam-packed, so nobody's going to the day pool over here. I think it's not like a busy one anymore. But anyway, so we sat next to this bachelorette party, and when we like walked up, I said to them, they were like laughing, and so I said, hey, hold it down. And the one girl goes, it's her bachelorette party. And so we started talking, and they were really, really friendly. They were from Toronto. And so they were like, we have a total agenda. And I was like, what are you guys doing tonight? And they were like, oh, we're going to Thunder Down Under. I go, that is so strange, because I was just sitting with this girl on the plane, and she was coming to a bachelorette party, and they were going to Thunder Down Under, and they all laughed, and they were really, really sweet. And they got 2 platters of these chicken fingers, and Alex goes, those chicken fingers look so good. So he got a platter of chicken fingers, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm like bloated or I have no clue, but I have like eaten very, very little on this trip. I had a little bit of fruit yesterday, and then I had like a couple fries and a couple like chips and salsa and guac yesterday, and then we ate dinner last night, but I'll tell you about that in a second. But I didn't really eat that much. It was like we each had half of these appetizers. And that was probably more, you know. And then today, like I literally got like a side of like chips and salsa and guac and hardly ate any of it. And I'm like so full. I don't know what it is. I have no clue if it's just because I've been in the pool or because it's hot or whatever. But we were at the pool all day today, and it was really, really nice. And so Alex got these chicken fingers. He said they were delicious. And after he got done, he looked at me. I thought we would be up there till like 5 or 6. And it's funny, like we were talking about how like Vegas is different than like Miami or Mexico. Like people leave the pool early here. Like they like go up at like between like 2 and 3 because they've got things they're doing at night, you know? So they want to relax. So Alex looked at me at like, it was like 3:15 and or 3:30, and he said, like right after he got done with his chicken fingers, and he goes, are you ready to go back to the room? And I go, are you? And he goes, I'm asking you. And I said, I mean, yeah, I can. I said, I feel like I've been in the sun enough that I'll probably get more sun than I think I am, and I'll probably be like really tired tonight. I said, that'll give us a couple hours, you know, before we have to like get ready and stuff. He's like, I'm just really tired since I ate. I go, well, let me go get back in the pool one more time. So I got back in the pool and I dried off and we came up here. But, oh, this is what I was gonna say. Like yesterday, well, I slept so good last night. I ended up sleeping like 10 hours last night. I slept so good. But yesterday, it was like, we did so much yesterday on our first trip. I said this to Alex today. I said, I feel like time kind of slows down. And it's like, I don't think usually that way about Vegas, but yesterday, I felt like we did so much yesterday. So we did everything we wanted to do in Vegas in one night. I was like, okay, well, we can go home tomorrow. But like, we did so much, and it's been such a great trip already, and very romantic trip so far. I mean, it's just been really, we're not like people that are like big on like public displays of affection, but to like be in a place where like nobody's gonna look at you if you're like kissing in front of the fountains of the Bellagio or like holding hands and stuff like that. It's really, really nice. I think that's probably something most people don't think about, but like I've always been, ever since I came out, very much about safety first. And so we just really like aren't that couple. And so there's been a couple moments like that. We've like talked a lot about like our relationship, and we've had like really, really great talks. It's just been so nice. It's been really, really intense. So let me tell you like about yesterday. So I filmed my vlog yesterday, and then after that it was rendering, and then we took a nap. And we got up, and I knew that Koei got off work so Koei works at a candy store. And so I knew, I asked him if he cared if I said what it was. I'm gonna do a whole review of the candy because he gave me a bunch of samples. So it's Ethel M's, and it's in the Forum shops at Caesars. Literally, it's right, I told him last night, I said, Koei, I said, so when you're at work, you can see where our wedding reception was if you care. That's now gonna be Gucci. He just laughed. So, Alex was like, what time do you want to leave here? We had no plans last night. We were just going to walk around. I honestly thought that we were going to walk down to, you guys will love this story in just a second. I thought that we were going to walk down to like Resort World because Alex wanted to like go in there and see all the different places and stuff like that. So I thought we were going to do all that last night. But my husband wore these, so I think it was the last time we were here, was when I got the Gucci mules. We both bought a pair of, I think that might have been the anniversary gift that I got him that year. We both got these matching Gucci like Birkenstock sandals. They're not Birkenstocks, but they look like them. So every time I've worn them, they cut my feet open. In fact, when I was getting Alex's birthday presents, the guy at the store was so nice. I was talking to him about him. He's like, we've had so many complaints about those sandals. He's like, they cut everybody's feet open. Alex actually took a hammer to them, but they're still painful. I think I've maybe worn them. I mean, in all transparency, these shoes were like $700, and they're so cute. Mine are like bright blue and like a very tealish blue, and they're so cute, and the G's are like black on them. The times I've worn them, I mean, literally like a couple people will stop me and be like, I love your shoes. They're so cute, but you can't wear them. Today, Alex was like, are you gonna ever wear those sandals? Because I can't return them either, right? And so I was like, I don't know. I said, I've been thinking about like this fall, maybe wearing them with like socks. I go, I know, I don't love socks and sandals either, but I think that if I wore it with like a colorful sock, it could be kind of cute. And he just looked at me and he goes, well, that's a look. I go, it is a look, and so is fashion, Alex. He just laughed. But anyway, so Alex decided to wear these shoes last night. So I said to him, I said, because he said, when we left, I said, are we gonna walk to Resort World? And he goes, we'll see how far I can make it in these shoes. We're at the pool today. He's laying out next to me, and I looked at his foot. His foot is like completely blistered and cut up. I was like, is that from the shoes last night? He's like, it's from both of the pairs of shoes that I brought. Now, who's the smart one about wearing shoes? You wanna know what I brought? A pair of Birkenstock black sandals. I brought, I always wear, like on the plane, I wear my camouflage Birkenstocks because they're the most comfortable and they're the heaviest, and so then I know that like they won't be super heavy. I brought those, and then I brought the Gucci slides, the ones that I got for my birthday. Those are not super comfortable, but I thought to just like walk around the casino or something like that. And then I brought the black Untamed Street Oxfords to like go out to dinner and shows and stuff like that because those are super comfortable and I love them. And then I brought one other pair of shoe. What other did I bring? But all kind of comfortable shoes, except for the Gucci pair, but those are like even pretty comfortable. I've learned my lesson, okay? And I brought socks for my Oxfords too. But I can wear them without socks and they're so comfortable. See, now, and they don't blister me anymore. Remember back in the day, I'd take trips and I'd get blisters on my feet? No, now it's my husband. I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson. It took me 10 years, but I learned my lesson. So anyway, so Alex was like, well, what time do you want to leave here? And I said, well, I'd like to leave here by like 8:15 because I know that Koei gets off work at 9, so I don't want him to have to like wait around for us and stuff like that. So we started walking over there, and we like stopped at the Bellagio and we watched like one show of the flat fountains. And it's so crazy, like as many times as I've seen them, they don't like lose, like they're still so cool for me. And then it was so packed last night. Like Las Vegas was so packed in the street last night. So then we walked down to Caesars and we got there, we like walked through the casino. Caesars was packed last night. We like walked through all of that, and then we got to Koei at probably about 8:30. He knew I was coming one of these days, so it was so fun meeting him in person. And he's like so down to earth. I mean, I could literally, Alex was so patient. Alex was really sweet. He was kind of like looking in shops and stuff. He talked to Koei for a little bit too. But he just kind of like let us like, you know, sit there and talk. The battery just stopped. Am I seriously at an hour already? But like he let us try the chocolates and stuff like that. So I brought the samples. I was like, do you care if I bring some of these samples? There was like 5 samples. He was like, no, take them. He was like, you know, and I said, do you care if I do a review? And I like mentioned the place. He's like, no, not at all. And he was like, tell me a little bit about the history. But mostly we just kind of like sat there and talked, and I was telling Alex like some stuff of like them moving like from Florida. He and his husband moving from Florida to Las Vegas and stuff like that. And it was so funny though, because like when Alex came up, this happened twice last night. So when Alex came up, Koei was like, he said something, because like he messaged me later and he was like, I hope that Alex didn't think that I was being snarky. I was like, no, Alex totally knows who you are. And so he was like, he said to Alex something like, yeah, I've never seen you before, or something like that. He was being funny. And Alex was just like, what? He like looked at Alex and he goes, you are so beautiful. Alex was like, oh, thank you, I really appreciate it. He was like, no. He was like, in person, he was like, you look so completely different, like on film. And Alex was like, oh, thanks so much. Okay, well, what's funny about this is, so when we came back to our hotel, we were like walking through like the casino area and stuff like that, and this girl stops, right? Her name was Maria, so if Maria, she hasn't watched my videos for a long time, but Maria, if you happen to be watching this, hey, how are you? It's so nice that you came up to me. So she stopped, she was like with her family, and she stopped me and she was like, I'm Peter Monn and I'm YouTube famous now. And I was like, oh my God, hi, how are you? And I was like, then I knew, like she had watched my videos, and she was real excited and all this kind of stuff. And they were there for like, she had 30th or 40th, somebody's 30th or 40th birthday, but, so we talked to them, and she was like explaining who I was, these people that she was with. They were all super, super friendly. So she was like, are you here with your husband? I was like, yeah, we're here for our anniversary and whatever. And so like Alex had like walked ahead because he didn't see this whole thing happen. So he like turned and walked back. And so I said, this is my husband, Alex. And she just looked at me and she goes, you are so beautiful. She's like, I've seen you on videos. She's like, but you look completely different in person. She's like, you're beautiful. So we walked away. She was so nice. She was so, I mean, I said to her, she was like, I'm so sorry to bother you. I go, bother me? I go, you totally made my day. I go, literally, hardly anybody ever comes up to me in public and says hi to me. I said, you made my night. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And so her friend that she was with, she was like, do you want a picture? And she's like, oh no, I don't want to bother him for a picture. I was like, we can take a picture. It was funny because Koei, we like took all these different pictures of us. Like he took some pictures and then Alex took some pictures on my phone. And the picture that Koei posted was one where I'm like going like that, and somebody commented underneath this picture and said, Peter's doing his thumbnail post. Well, it was like, we have 5 pictures. Like, we have very nice pictures too, and me just being like, but that was the picture that we both posted, which was funny. It was so nice meeting him. And Mel texted me last night, and she was like, what was it like meeting Koei? And I was like, it was great. He is so fantastic. And she's like, is he different, like different than you would thought he would be in person? I was like, because I get so nervous, right, about meeting new people. I was like, he's so down to earth, he's so real. Like I literally could have stood there for an hour and talked to him. So anyway, when we walked away from this girl at the casino that came up to me, Alex goes, this trip is like a really good ego trip. And I go, I know it's been like really, really nice. Like this girl came up to me and, you know, like I didn't know that, you know, anybody would ever see anybody out here that watches my videos. He goes, no, for me. He goes, all these people tell me how beautiful I am. I go, you're such an asshole, Alex. So, okay, so when we were talking to Koei, like right outside of the Caesars Forum shops is the Vanderpump Garden restaurant, which we had been to before. We went there one time, we just had drinks. And so Koei said something about it. Like we hadn't decided where we were gonna go eat yet. And we were gonna keep on walking like through the shops, but Alex is like, this is just all shops. We're trying not to shop on this trip. I have to tell you right now, like we walked last night when we were walking through the Bellagio. Bottega Veneta has like 3 bags that I would absolutely love. Oh my God. They don't really have anything in there for me, but Alexander McQueen, oh my God, their women's clothes like that were hanging like in the store. All these stores were closed last night, thank God. The Alexander McQueen story, I was telling Alex, I was like, have you ever watched that documentary? I mean, it's so sad and tragic. And how he learned and became a fashion designer and was like apprenticed to be like a tailor and things like that. I mean, it's an incredible story. The clothes were absolutely gorgeous that were in the store. I was like, I could just like go in there and look at these clothes. But anyway, so Koei was like, have you guys eaten at the Vanderpump Garden yet? He's like, I've been wanting to go do that. And I was like, we went in there and we had drinks, but we haven't eaten in there. This was like a couple trips when, I don't even know if it was the last trip that we went in there. It was when it first opened. And there was like a line to get in there and stuff like that. And so Koei said something about, oh, since he now works by it, he started watching Vanderpump Rules. Well, if you watch Vanderpump Rules, okay, Stassi Schroeder, who is now going to be on the next season, who's like, I love Stassi Schroeder, okay? I know that she can be kind of a bitch sometimes, but I love her, and I love her husband, Bo. I mean, he's like the greatest thing that ever happened to Stassi Schroeder. I love Bo. So anyway, but on the show, like even after she quits and gets fired or whatever happens, I don't even remember now, but she continues to go back to SUR, and she orders, I can't remember how she subs it, but she gets the goat cheese balls. It's like they become like really famous in any Lisa Vanderpump restaurant because Stassi Schroeder would come in there all the time and she would order like the goat cheese balls. And so Koei said, I've been wanting to go and try the goat cheese balls. So when we were walking, like we walked out when we left to like go like down to some of the other shops, and I was like, where do you want to go? And Alex was like, not through all these shops, they're gonna make me want to buy stuff. So we like turned around, we came back, and like Koei was talking. I felt bad because people kept on coming up to the candy store while we were there, and I was like, Koei, you have customers. He was like, I know, and I don't want to take you away from it, and whatever. So, but anyway, so when we left, we came back around, he was like helping some other people, and I shouted real loud. I was like, hey, Koei! He got like such a kick out of it. He messaged me later. He was like, you didn't get to hear me sing Hello Dolly. I sing Hello Dolly to the customers. I was like, okay, well next time. So anyway, so we walked out, Vanderpump Garden, which is like right outside the Forum Shops, was empty. And so Alex was like, do you want to go to Vanderpump Garden and eat? And I was like, yeah, I would love to try those goat cheese balls. So we went in there. I'm gonna do a whole review of it on my review channel because a couple people, like, I posted it on my Instagram story. And a couple people were like, oh, do a review of it. So I took pictures and I'm gonna do a review of it. I also have a review of the espresso martini that Alex got. I just got a Diet Coke and water. But first of all, and I'll just give kind of like a brief overview. It's so beautiful in there. Like Alex and I were talking about like SUR. I've been to SUR. I don't know if I've been to Pump. Alex was like, you've been to Pump. And I was like, I don't think I have. So funny story, Tia, not the Tia that watches this channel regularly, but Tia that used to watch my videos back in the day, we like interact every once in a while and stuff like that, but she was in Los Angeles the second time that I was out there when I did the video with, the collaboration video with Amelia Fart. And so I met up with her. I can't remember if it was at SUR or Pump. It was like right where all the gay bars are. So I kind of think it was Pump. So anyway, we were sitting outside on the back patio by these like fireplaces things. That was so fun to meet her. And I'll never forget, like I was sitting here facing the street and she and her partner were facing me, and I was like looking out and I just went like that. This is long before she was ever on RuPaul's Drag Race, okay? And I remember T was like, are you okay? And I was like, it's Sasha Colby. And Sasha Colby walked by. I was like, it's Sasha Colby. And like Sasha Colby like turned and like smiled at me and kind of like gave like, she did like a little wave or something like that. Or I can't remember, she said something like, yes, I'm Sasha Colby or something like that. I was like, so I loved Sasha Colby. So Alex and I was telling the story last night, long before she was ever on RuPaul's Drag Race, because she competed in Miss Continental, which is in Chicago Labor Day weekend every year. She's a former Miss Continental. I think she's 2012 or 2014. I think she's 2014. I think this is gonna be her 10-year anniversary. But she competed like for 4 or 5 years before that. And I watched her every year on like the videos online and stuff like that. Because I've never been to Miss Continental, but I've like, did I go like way back? I don't think I've ever been to Miss Continental, but I watch all the videos and stuff on like, you can like buy them to stream. So I watch the pageants every year and stuff like that. But anyway, Sasha Colby had been like one of my favorites. Like there's just like people that like the first time you see them, you're just like hooked, like you're a super fan, you know? And I just was a super fan of hers from like the get-go. There was just something about her that I loved. And so crazy that all these years later, she's like internationally famous for being, you know, winning RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff. But anyway, but I was telling Alex, like, Vanderpump Gardens, and there's another one apparently in the Paris, because he was like, do you want to go over there and try that too? I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to do 2 Vanderpump restaurants in one night. But Vanderpump Garden is gorgeous inside. I mean, hanging plants, the lighting is gorgeous. I mean, you can tell, like, when you watch the show and she's talking about, like, all the details she puts into it and stuff like that, like, she really, really cares about it. I don't remember SUR or Pump or wherever. I feel like I've been to both of them. I don't remember them being that gorgeous inside, if you want to know the truth. I feel like SUR, I went in and we were like in the cocktail garden. I don't remember being like, I feel like it was where like, I sat where Kristen Doty is like shouting at that woman, she tells her to suck a dick or whatever. Do you remember that scene? I don't feel like I was like in the main part of like Sir, because I don't remember it being like real floral and stuff like that. I remember like walking in a corner, Alex was like, that's Sir. And I was like, but he's like, but you went to Pump too. So I don't remember honestly, but anyway. Everybody in there, from the people that sat us, it was, first of all, it was empty. I think there was like three girls sitting next to us, and then like a husband and wife came and sat down next to us like at the very, like right before we left, and then there was like maybe like 4 tables of people. There was nobody in there. I was kind of surprised. The bartenders, everybody were super, super friendly. And so Alex got an espresso martini, but it was called something. He like, I said, can you screenshot that and send it to me so I can talk about it in my review? He said it was very citrusy tasting. I was like, you don't like it? He goes, no, it's good. He was like, but it's not the best espresso martini that I've ever had. And so, also, did you know they have Vanderpump vodka? It was like right in front of us. We sat at the bar, because Alex was like, do you want a table or what? I said, I don't really care. He was like, let's just sit at the bar. It was fun. I actually back in the day, I used to sit at a lot of bars and eat meals. I mean, not just because I drank, but I like sitting in a bar. There's something like, I don't know, there's something intimate about it, you know, especially like on a date night. So we got the goat cheese balls, which it comes with 5, okay, on a plate of like this homemade coleslaw, which was unbelievably fantastic. I love coleslaw anyway. Alex didn't eat any of it. He doesn't like coleslaw, but it was so good. It was like this pickled coleslaw. You get 5 goat cheese balls, and I think they're like $18.75 or $16.75 or something like that. I mean, the place is outrageously expensive. So I got a Diet Coke. Alex got an espresso martini. We got the what do you call it? The goat cheese balls, and then this grilled cheese, which I'll tell you about in a second, and that was it. And like, I think like after tip, it came to like $99. I mean, it was expensive for all that, but it's beautiful. It's an experience. I mean, I would highly recommend it if you guys, especially if you're, who's texting me? Valerie, what are you texting me? Especially if you are she's like asking me if I'm winning and stuff like that. Like I'm down here just like gambling 24 hours a day. I did gamble last night. Alex was gonna gamble with me too, but he got tired. So, and I won a lot, like right away. She's just asking me how it's going. Texts are good, vlogging right now. It's so funny because when we were walking through Caesars, I was like telling Alex, I was like, he had no interest whatsoever. I was like, oh, those are the machines that Valerie and I play. Oh my God, they have lightning strike. Oh my God, they have all these different lightning strikes here. I was like, oh my God, Valerie and I would be like in heaven down here. So anyway, and then I texted, one of Nikki's favorite bands or groups is Boys to Men. And they're down here right now. And so I texted her a picture of the Boys to Men sign that's on the strip last night. She said, I need more details. I'm gonna tell her to watch my vlog. I put watch my vlog, LOL. Anyway, somebody messaged me, I think it was Vic, messaged me on like another channel and said, you and Alex should go visit Valerie for like a week for a vacation. I was like, is this like Valerie, is this like her, is this like her account name or something like that? Okay, I don't even think Valerie would ask me to come visit her for 2 nights, let alone a week. Okay, Valerie lives out in the middle of nowhere, first of all. She's 3 hours north of Indiana, in like a town that's like outside of like a smaller town, and she's, I mean, there's nothing to do, I mean, other than just like sit in her house and watch TV with her. There's not like really a lot to do, which is part of the reason why she moved there with her boyfriend, because it's like so quiet, and it's like their families around there, like a lot of her family and a lot of his family's up there and stuff like that. It's where she's from originally. So like, I mean, a week up there, it would be fun. I mean, we just go to the Walmart, you know, it'd be like a regular day for me and Valerie, going to the Walmart and stuff like that. But that's why I probably wouldn't go up there. I mean, I would go up there for a day or 2, but I mean, what, take an Uber 3 hours north? I mean, Alex isn't gonna go up there for 2 nights so he can watch me and Valerie go to the Walmart. That's not gonna happen. I wouldn't ask him to do that, and he wouldn't ask me to do that. So, but anyway, and I'm not gonna ask Valerie to drive 3 hours, pick me up, to take me back 3 hours, to drive me back 3 hours, to drive, you know, I'm not gonna do that. Valerie and I are like trying to figure out, like, she's gonna come down and pick me up for the day, and then we're gonna, like, just some random like day in the middle of the week, and then we're gonna like go out and have lunch and go to the casino together and stuff like that. So it's easier for her to like, then she can drive back, you know, at night. So anyway, okay, so we went there last night and we ate. Okay, I had to get this grilled cheese. We were just gonna do the goat cheese balls. I really, to be honest with you, I've been so full after eating nothing on this trip. Like I said, I had like some fruit early in the morning yesterday, and then I didn't eat until like 4 o'clock. And I think the time change is kind of messing with me, which is crazy because it doesn't usually do that, but I feel like it kind of is. So I had to get the grilled cheese because the grilled cheese was, are you ready for this? It was brie. Of course, my husband was like, I can't stand pear. I was like, you don't like it? It was like a grilled cheese like this size, and then we're like, they cut it, it was like 2 things, and then they like cut it in half. So each slice was like this big. He's like, it has pears in it. I don't like pears. I love pears. But it was brie, pears, and my favorite, Gruyere cheese. Oh my God, it was so good. Everybody, as soon as I put up my pictures on Instagram, like, I mean, all these people were texting me, and they're like, are the goat cheese balls that good? Because like everybody I know watches Vanderpump Rules. I'm like, they were really that good. They really were. They tasted kind of like more like ricotta cheese than anything else, but they just look like little mozzarella balls is what they look like. So anyway, so then after that, Alex and I walked around. His feet were killing him. And so, we walked back to the Bellagio. We walked through the gardens of the Bellagio, which are so pretty. It smells so good in there. And Alex asked me, he's like, would you want to go to this restaurant for our anniversary? He was joking. He knows that I would hate this, right? And I thought, because it was like this picture on a sign, right? If you've been to the Bellagio Gardens, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like, so when you check in, the Bellagio Gardens are right to the right. And you like literally walk in there, and it's probably like, I would say, like maybe like 200 feet by 200 feet. And then they have like little like water areas with koi fish and tons of flowers. I told Alex, I said, this is gorgeous, but I said, Mrs. Garden across the street, because I knew you were gonna say that. I mean, her garden kind of holds up to the Bellagio Gardens a little bit. No, but they have like literally like air balloons. I posted on my Instagram story. They have like air balloons like made out of flowers and stuff like that. It's gorgeous, right? But when we were walking over there was this sign, and it was like for an intimate date night, you know, whatever. I thought he was talking about the restaurant that you overlook the lake at the Bellagio, so you can, like, while you're eating, you can see the fountains go off and stuff. I've heard it's kind of cheesy and very, very expensive and not worth it, is what I've heard from anybody that's ever done it. And I was like, that's what I told him, right? He goes, that's not what I'm talking about. And I was like, I kind of just like was like, okay, whatever. So we're walking through at the back of where the gardens are. I mean, the gardens are literally like 200 feet by 200 feet. You could walk through it in literally 2 minutes, okay? At the back is like this like stone gazebo that sits out over, the lake is probably, like each little lake where the koi fish are, it's like literally a koi pond. Alex pointed out the sign, he was like, look at the sign, and the sign said, because of the koi fish, please do not throw coins in the water. And he goes, look, and there's like 1,000 coins in the water. Nobody cared about the poor koi fish. They're big, these koi fish were big. So anyway, at the back, looking out, and everybody's walking around you, right? It's this like huge, like, it looks like, you know, this Grecian kind of Colosseum gazebo, and there's like this table in there, and there's this couple eating. Okay? I mean, it's totally open to everybody, and they're just out there in the middle of the gardens, and everybody's walking. Alex goes, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what was on the sign. I go, oh, I thought you were talking about the lake one. He goes, would you want to do that for our anniversary? He just busted out laughing. I go, are you, don't be an effing idiot. Of course I don't want to sit out here on display for it. It was so embarrassing. It was this couple. It's like, and the guy, you could tell he like did it because, you know, she would be like really excited about it. I know when I say this, somebody's gonna be like, I did it and it was the most beautiful experience ever. They'll be so offended by it, okay? But this guy, like, you could tell because his back was like to everybody else, so he wasn't really seeing it. And the girl was like eating, and she was like, like looking around constantly, like everybody's watching you, right? That would totally be me. I'd be like, it was so embarrassing. I felt so embarrassed for them. It was the same feeling I had when I was, so I can now announce it. The movie for Peter's Movie Club this week is Showgirls. Oh my God, I forgot how bad Showgirls was. Did I say this yesterday? Did I ruin it? So I watched Showgirls on the plane down here because I was like, I want to watch, I'm like in this mood to watch all these Vegas movies while I'm here. Like, last night I tried to start watching, but I couldn't like watch on my phone, so I was like, I have to watch on my iPad. When I got back to the room, Alex was already asleep, so I was like, I'm gonna start watching Leaving Las Vegas, which is one of the greatest movies ever, but also equally one of the most depressing movies about alcoholism ever in the entire world. And so, but I want to watch the Ocean's movies while I'm here. Alex like leans more towards like The Hangover. I don't love those movies. I like female group comedies, but I don't love male group comedies. I don't think they're super funny. The Hangover was okay, but it's, you know. So anyway, so if anybody has any Vegas movie suggestions, put it in the comment section below. Because I'm going to try to probably watch, like as I go to sleep, the Ocean's movies and like maybe Miss Congeniality. Oh God, I watched that before when I was here. It was fun. So, so then we went, and Alex was like, there's the Sphere. Because he was like, do you want to go to the Sphere? I was like, we can if you want. So we looked. It's like a 30-minute walk. I was like, well, I can walk it. He's like, well, I can't in these feet. He goes, on these shoes. He's like, maybe, you know, tomorrow night we can do that or something. I said, okay. He's never been there, and I've never been there. I'll be honest with you, because a couple people were like, can you go to the Sphere and take a picture? I'm not that interested in going to the Sphere. I'd like to go there to see a concert. But we looked, and the only thing they have there right now is like a desert show or something. There's like no concerts that we would want to see. Caroline and I had actually talked, and Alex was going to do this. U2 was there for a while. They had like a residency there or something, so we were going to do that. But I don't remember when that was or if they're coming back. I don't know. It's cool to see. Like, you can see it all along the strip when you're looking there. It just literally looks like this like planet sitting in the middle. Like, it's way out there off the strip. It's like, well, it's like probably 2 miles off the strip or something, but you can see it the whole time that you're walking there. It's very, very cool. This is the first time I think that I've been out here since the Sphere has been going on. So there's like, before you get to like the stone fence in front of the lakes, there's like a back place that you can stand up, and we stood up there and we watched. It was the Andre Bocelli song. I think it's the first song I either heard. The first time I ever saw the Fountains of Bellagio was the Andre Bocelli song, da da, the Time to Say Goodbye song, da 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 da. I love that song so much. It's with the girl that was in all of those like Phantom of the Opera and stuff like that. But anyway, it was either that, the first time I was here, I heard that song and Fly Me to the Moon, but I can't remember which one. To see Fly Me to the Moon to the Bellagio Fountains is like unbelievable. Usually it's like Shania Twain and stuff, because Shania Twain's got a, she's got a residency at the Paris or Planet Hollywood right across the street, so they do a lot of Shania Twain. You know, it's funny because Alex was like, do you want to go see Shania Twain? He was saying it jokingly, and I was like, because he knows I love country music, I was like, you know, I like Shania Twain as a person, but I don't even know that I could name 2 songs. I mean, if I heard a song come on, I'd be like, you know, I'm not impressed, or whatever, you know? Like, I mean, if it comes on, but I couldn't tell you what that song's called. Is it called I'm Not Impressed? I mean, I don't know, you know? You don't impress me much, or whatever. I was like, no, I'm good on seeing Shania Twain. Kim Kardashian's friend, that's like a hairstylist, and then the guy that was in White Lotus, he proposed to him, or they got married. Remember that? Kim was like on the wedding and stuff, and they like went Shania Twain because they were so romantic and in love. And then Shania Twain sang the song to them. If you watch the Kardashians, I watched that season, and that was like a year ago. Now they're divorced already. So it didn't last long, unfortunately, for both of them. But anyway, I have really no desire to see Shania Twain. I'm kind of having fun just walking around. And what did she say? Was Valerie trying to get in? Girl, you better not. You better just sit down, take a few seats. She said that makes me feel so special. Damn. I'm gonna put LOL, and I'm gonna put her the fingernail emojis. So we did that, and then Alex was like, are you ready to go back? I said, we've seen like 4 of the fountains now. Like, I'm good on the fountains for this trip for tonight. I'm good for the fountains. So we just were laughing the whole time. It was so fun. I mean, we sat at the Vanderpump Gardens for like an hour and just sat there and talked and told stories. It was so nice. And so, so then, like, we came back and we went and we sat, like, Alex was like, I want to have a glass of wine before I go to bed. And I was like, okay. And it really wasn't that late at that point. I mean, it was like 11:30. And I was like, I got my second wind. And I was like, I'm up. Oh, when I woke up from my nap yesterday, I slept so deep. Like, I was, like, out. The bed is so comfortable. And last night when I fell asleep, I tossed and turned for a little bit. And then I was, like, out. And, of course, you know, people are always like, get blackout curtains for a bedroom. We have them over the window. The problem is that the leveling off in our room comes up to about like here. And so to have blackout curtains over that, I mean, you have to have them from one side of the wall. I mean, it'd have to be a whole wall, and it would look tacky. We've thought about like covering that part of the wall up. Alex wants to have it be like, and Caroline said this is possible, to have it be like glass from like the, you know, the whole wall, and then we could get curtains to close it, and that wouldn't look as bad. But right now there's the couch there, and it would look tacky. I mean, I appreciate people giving me that suggestion, but it just wouldn't look good. So we like went to like one bar, and I was like, do you, and I had a Diet Coke, and it's probably because of all the Diet Cokes, I was like, have my second wind. Alex is like, I'm getting really tired. Because first he was like, I said, I want to gamble a little bit, I think, before I go to bed, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to the rest of the week. And he was like, okay. And he was like, well, I might gamble with you. And I was like, that's cool. You know, I'll give you $100 or whatever if you want to. He doesn't love to gamble. He thinks it's like kind of a waste of money. So he was like, okay. So then I was like, I was like, oh, I like the other bar that like it's kind of like, you know, cozier and all that kind of stuff. So we went to this, after that, we went to this other bar, and he was really, really getting tired. So I think that was, maybe that was like 11:30, 11:45. He goes, I'm gonna go up to the room and I'm gonna look at some TikToks and watch a TV show or something like that and then go to bed. And I was like, okay. I was like, do you care if I stay down here and gamble? He's like, no, not at all. He was like, have fun. And so he left. As soon as I sat down, I like put my Diet Coke in this like plastic cup at the bar, and then I like took it over. And as soon as I sat down, the casinos and of this place, like, and every hotel that we've been in have been like absolutely packed. It's not usually like that. I mean, the tables are packed, the machines are packed, it's crazy. So I sat down and played this quick hit machine. It's like, I love the quick hit machines, but I'd never seen this one before. So I'm sitting there, and I should tell you the text messaging that occurred between my husband and I last night, the order that it went in. Hold on a second, let me see if I can. She texted me back, she said, girl, G-U-R-L-L. Okay. Oh, Alex sent me that bed that everybody sends me, the one that he's like, you need this for you and Boo. The one that where it's like, have you guys seen this? It's the bed. It's like like Boo Radley's purple bed. This one's like literally the same color as his. It's an Amazon human size pet bed. Okay, so I was sending Alex all this kind of stuff. See, I hit $315 last night. That was, I think, the first thing I hit. And then I texted him. I said, I just won another $480. Okay, so oh, I texted him. I said, oh my God, I just won $300. LOL. And he goes, yay, save 100 and give it to me to play with you tomorrow. And I said, okay, maybe. Fingernail polish. And then I said, I just got hit on by a hooker. I mean, this literally happened. Like, this all, like, the winning the money and everything happened within, like, 10 minutes. I said, I just got hit on by a hooker. I said, she asked me how old I was, and then she asked me where my wife was. Okay, so this is what happened. So this girl sits down next to me, right? And she's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, good. And she's like, how old are you? And I go, 52. And I go, why? And she goes, oh, I just wondered. And she goes, are you from Las Vegas? And I go, I mean, it took 2 seconds to realize what was going on, right? This is the thing that was kind of funny to me was, I didn't realize how rampant it is down here still. Like, I mean, I'm, you know, pro sex worker positive, do you, right? But I just didn't realize how prevalent it is. Like, I mean, it was, this happened several times last night in like an hour span of time from me like playing slots to going up to the room. So I'm sitting there and she's like, are you from Las Vegas? And I said, no, I'm from Indianapolis. And I was like, are you from Las Vegas? And she was like, and I'm sitting there trying to play. Like, I just want to, you know, be in my zone and just play my slot machine. And she's like sitting in a chair, like facing me, right? And she goes, no, I'm from Las Vegas, born and raised. And I said, oh, well, that's nice. And she's like, are you here for a special occasion? And I said, yeah, I'm here for my anniversary. I think I said my wedding anniversary. And she goes, well, where's your wife? And I said, well, my husband's upstairs in the room. He just went to bed. And she goes, oh, and she started laughing. I go, not what you were looking for, right? And she just started laughing. And she said something, and I can't remember what she said. She said something like, what do you do? And I said, I make videos on YouTube. And I go, what do you do? And she looked at me and gave me this big smile. And she started laughing. And she stood up. She goes, well, you have a good evening. She goes, I hope you're lucky. And I said, I hope you're lucky. She goes, I hope so too. And she walked away. Then I'm sitting up there. So then after I won some of this money, it was like 2 girls, but one of them kind of stood back and the other girl came up and she sat down and she's like, hey daddy. And I go, what? And she goes, hey daddy, how are you? You having a good evening by yourself? I go, I've been with my husband most of the evening. She literally didn't say anything. She just got up and walked away. Like that was it, right? So then, like I'm texting Alex and he finally, like he texted me. He was like, I think he said something like, nah, I'm gonna crash or something like that. And I said, I'm coming up here in just a bit. What did he say? Hold on a second. I don't even remember what time it was. I can look and see. I said, I just won another $480. And he put like the surprise face. And then he said, crashing, night babe, have fun. That was at 12:44. And I said, okay, about to come up in a minute. And that was when I came up there. And like getting from the slot machine to the elevator to come up to the room, I swear to God, like probably like 6 women stopped me and were like, everything from like, I mean, I got called daddy again, from being called daddy, like, hey daddy, you wanna go have a drink, to hey daddy, didn't you say you were gonna buy me a drink? Then these 2 girls were walking out and I was like on my phone and they said, are you texting me? Do you need my number? We can come to your room. I mean, it was like, I was like, what is going on? This has never happened to me. Maybe once or twice, I don't know, but nothing like this. Years ago, so there's a gay bar in Miami called Twist, and we used to go to it a lot back in the day, and it's like they have all these different rooms. They have like a salsa room, like a Latino music room, and then they have like a dance room, but they have a strip place, like a strip club place right in the middle of it. And they have at any given time, they have like 4 like dancers, like guy dancers, and they're super built and all this kind of stuff. And then they have like a bar, and then most people sit at this bar, and they have like 2 tables in the back. So Alex and I were like sitting, I think we were sitting at the bar, and it's like the show's going on. When the show's not going on, like the dancers like walk around and whatever. And we were just sitting there because there was no place else to sit at. And all these guys kept on coming up on me, and like the dancers, and like hitting on me. And Alex was like getting such a kick out of it. He thought it was, have I seriously done an hour? Oh my God, the battery stopped. Have I seriously done an hour of the vacation vlog? So I didn't understand it. By like the third one, I was like, why are these guys like all hitting on me? Alex goes, I said, am I really that good looking? Alex is like, they think that you're older and you have a lot of money. I go, oh, I didn't even think of that. I go, well, sadly I don't, but. So then I went up to the room and took my contacts out and stuff like that, and Alex was like asleep. They brought a fan up to the room, but it's like one of those tall cylinder fans, so I have both fans, like the one I brought and that one going at the same time. And so, so Alex was asleep, and I came in, and he like woke up for a second. I was like changing, took my contacts out, and then I came over and I gave him a kiss and stuff like that. He was like, I was like, okay. So then I like just like sat down like out there for a second. I was like relaxing, and then I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna watch a little bit of Leaving Las Vegas, and I'll just like put my AirPods in and like watch it on my phone. And then anyway, so I was like, I gotta watch it on my iPad, and then I just went to sleep. And to be honest with you, it's probably because it's so dark in this room because of the blackout curtains, and we closed the door and stuff like that. I mean, it was pitch black. And I probably was like, in all honesty, like I was probably asleep in 15 or 20 minutes. I really could not believe it. But it's so crazy, like going to meet Koei and then walking around the Caesar shops, looking at all the shops, going to Vanderpump Garden, having a great dinner, sitting by the pool all day long, taking a nap, having all this like romantic talk and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like the trip has been so great so far, like all it's just within 24 hours. And so today we got up, and it's always weird to me, like hotels that they do not do coffee makers in the room anymore. Like, I don't know why that irritates me, but I'm like such a coffee drinker that that's what I like first thing in the morning. So doing my prayers and meditations and stuff like that this morning, and had did that last night before I went to bed too. Do my prayers and meditations and stuff, check, you know, emails and all that kind of stuff. And Alex was like, are you gonna make a video? I was like, no, I'm just gonna vlog today. I said, I don't know how much I'm gonna film now. I actually have 2 videos. An AITA, oh my God, I started getting emails from people giving me their AITA stories. Am I the asshole? So that's gonna come down the road. A lot of people on the video said that they would like if I do like 2 or 3 stories. So I think I'm gonna do that the next time. But I was gonna do one of those while I'm down here. And then I have a drama video that I have like some notes to, and another one that I'm kind of like looking into and whatever. But I'm like, you know what? I don't wanna be consumed with that. I just wanna spend time with my husband. So I probably might film the reviews while I'm down here. Oh my God, the battery is starting to flash. But I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here now so that I can get this rendered and going on, and I don't know, take a little nap and go out tonight and have a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you guys for watching the vacation vlogs and hanging out with us while we're on our anniversary vacation. It's been so much fun so far, and yeah, so I hope that, and thank you Koei for being so generous to me and my husband when we met. It was so nice. And I hope that you guys are happy. And so many people from Vegas have reached out to me and been like, can I take you to a meeting? I was like, oh my God. Somebody was like, can I take you to my home group meeting? I was like, I would love it. You know, somebody else was like this. Can we take you guys out to dinner? So many people have reached out to us. It's been so nice. But anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday, a fantastic beginning to your weekend. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.